What's going on, my friends? Welcome back to the RAFscents YouTube channel. This is a great place where we work on being better by smelling better. You know, obviously there's a couple other things that you have to do to really be better, but fragrance is a good place to start, don't you think? So let me tell you, over the last couple of years, being a fragrance influencer, I started off on TikTok. I gathered a respectable following over there, and now I have transitioned and I'm starting to work on building up my YouTube channel. But before I was an influencer, I was just a guy watching videos from other influencers as well. And I know that you guys are probably out there in the same boat that I was in back in the day too. And I don't know about you, but one thing that was really tough for me, there are thousands and thousands of content creators for fragrances these days. And if I'm being honest, I think about 75% of them are noise. I'm not going to get into the reasons. I'm not going to call anybody out, but so many channels just give me a frightful headache when I watch them. But there are some influencers and content creators that have and are still having an effect on me and the direction that I'm going on my fragrance journey. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. Is I want to get away from the top 5, top 7, top 10 fragrances of this and that, and I want to tell you about the content creators that you should be following, because I am also following them and they are having a great impact on my life and on myself as a content creator. So I hope you're paying attention, because this is going to be really good. Now, before we get into it, I do want to remind you that I'm an affiliate for Cashapp.com, which is a great website to find affordable fragrances at. I'm talking everything from the inexpensive Nautica Voyage to really expensive houses like Xerjoff, Creed, Parfums de Marly, and everything in between. I'm leaving a link in the description below, so be sure to go shopping. That would be fantastic. So the first person on this list is a very influential person to me, not only as a creator, but as my best friend. Without this guy, RAFscents would not exist. His channel is called The Capable Gentleman. Now, on this channel, you are going to find my friend. We are going to call him The Cap. That is how he is formally known on his channel. And he shows you everything that gentlemen should know. And this goes way past fragrances. He does have some fragrance content, but he also has some fashion content. He also teaches you how to do some cooking, make some cocktails, and do some repairs around your house, to your vehicles, whatever it is. It is how to be capable at anything that you need to do in your life. And I got to tell you, he knows his way around fragrances as well. Let me show you a couple of ways that he has influenced me as a creator. Number one, he introduced me to this bad boy, Givenchy Gentleman, a really great, sophisticated, mature scent. I've smelled this on him a couple times, and it is because I smelled it on him that I picked up a bottle of this. This is the Eau de Parfum version, but there are plenty of other versions out there from the Boisé and so on that are just as good. This is a really great line to get into, and I got into this fragrance because of the Cap. Now, this is the other fragrance that he got me into, and it is a game changer in this house. It is Tom Ford Tuscan Leather. The last video I made was a video about fragrances that I would rank as a 10 out of 10. And in that fragrance review, I told you guys about some honorable mentions, which is a couple of the fragrances that my wife would rank as a 10 out of 10. And this is her absolute favorite. It is a magical staple in my collection, and my wife absolutely loves it. So guys, I strongly encourage you, go check out The Capable Gentleman, subscribe to his channel. You will not regret it. I'm leaving a link in the description below for you to go and click on. Do it. Now, this next fragrance reviewer I actually found when I first joined the TikTok platform. I think it was right at the beginning of COVID. I had purchased my first 3 fragrances, and I knew that it was something I wanted to get into more. So I started looking around for channels that would help me kind of learn more about fragrances. And so when I found his channel, his videos were perfect for me. He described the fragrances in a very descriptive and very relatable way. I started buying fragrance after fragrance based on his recommendation. Fast forward to today, I consider him a really, really great friend. He runs a channel called School of Scents, and his name is Omar. What a fantastic channel he has, and some great, great reviews. And I am honored to be able to know him. Now, he's done a lot of stuff, because I'll tell you, I really respect Omar, because I've not only seen his channel grow by leaps and bounds, I've not only seen him do some incredible work with his videos, but he has delved into perfumery itself and has even begun launching his own custom-made fragrance. I'm not talking about like getting together with a few people and just getting something out on the market. He has studied, and I cannot wait. I'm going to be getting it this fall, I believe. I just can't wait to get this thing, man. And I'm going to bring you every bit of that review. But here are a couple of fragrances that he turned me on to, and I would not have these fragrances if it were not for his recommendation. First up, I think this is about the 8th video I've talked about it in a row, Parfums de Marly Layton. It was Mr. Omar that got me turned on to this fragrance. Next up, probably the first one that he actually turned me on to that I absolutely love to this day, Rasasi Hawas. The incredible, fresh, bubblegummy teen fragrance that is much more affordable than the Paco Rabanne Invictus and much more powerful. And then one of my latest purchases, I heard him talking about this one a little bit early on, but I have never stopped thinking about the way he described it, and it is Xerjoff Naxos, a really sweet, powerful tobacco scent that just, it is every bit of heavenly that I can describe. But those are a couple of the fragrances that I have because of Mr. Omar. I do my videos as descriptively as possible because I learned how to do them from watching Omar, and so his was the inspiration for my channel. So I'm going to leave a description for his channel in the. I'm going to leave a link for I can't talk. Look in the description below. Click on his link and go follow his website. God, I shouldn't be filming these so late, you know. But School of Scents, go follow him. Now, the last influencer I'm going to talk about, I actually just discovered within the last couple of months on TikTok. And by watching his videos, I actually found out that he has a much larger following here on YouTube, but his content is equally good on both platforms, and you should be following both of them. And this fragrance reviewer, his name is Dan, and he runs a channel called Mr. Smelly 1977. And let me tell you what really attracted me to his channel was the fact that I'm actually right now on a bit of a personal journey, trying to find the best me possible and trying to make myself into a little bit more of a presentable gentleman. It may surprise a lot of you, but 3/4 of my life has been spent in graphic tees, cargo shorts, and flip-flops. I'm not saying that that's necessarily wrong, but I never really cared about my presentation of myself or my appearance. It was just never a priority for me. But in the last couple of years, I've wanted to try to add a gentlemanly, suave version of myself that I can present when the time needs. And so when I found Mr. Smelly 1977, I knew that that was something that I really wanted to try to aspire to be. And his presentation, even in his videos, the presentation that he gives of himself, he's very well dressed, very formal, and he gives some great recommendations of fragrances that are refined, that are classic, and he still hits on some of the ones that we know and love that are more modern. But some of the things that he recommends, I never considered myself as able to wear or even knew that they existed. Now, I have not purchased anything from his fragrance recommendations as of yet because I haven't known about him for very long. But there are two that he's recently talked about that I really want to get into. The first one is from my favorite designer house, Dior, and is Dior Eau Sauvage Cologne. This is supposed to be a more refined and a more gentlemanly type of fragrance that is still in the same ballpark as Dior Sauvage, but this has been around for a little bit longer and has been reformulated, I believe, in about 2015 or something. But I really want to try this fragrance. And also, he just talked about another great blue fragrance, which is John Varvatos Artisan Blue. I really enjoy the John Varvatos line, but the Artisan Blue is something I've had my eye on for a little bit, and based on the way he's talked about it, I really want to try it. And one last thing that will really attract you to his channel is that he actually invests himself in the fragrance community hardcore, and I'm talking he does live streams 4 times a week where he gets on and he has other content creators on there, talks about news going on in the fragrance community. It's just a very wholesome thing, and I'm really excited to have found him. Dan, if you see this video, man, I can't wait to get to know you a little bit more, brother. But everybody, be sure to go to follow Mr. Smelly 1977. And there we are, my friends. I hope you made it through the video okay. I know it was a little bit of a different feel, but I believe in community, man. I really do. I believe that your knowledge of fragrances, your knowledge of self-improvement shouldn't be restricted to one fragrance reviewer, one specific influencer, or anything like that. There is a plethora of people to choose from, and some really good ones that can sometimes be overlooked because the market's just saturated right now. It really is. But these are 3 great influencers that everybody should be following. So be sure, go to the description below. I'm going to leave links for all of their content, all of their channels. Please go follow them. And while you're at it, if you haven't followed me, please do, because I'm going to be bringing you so much more in terms of content, and I can't wait for what the future holds. I love y'all so much. Please take care, and I can't wait to see you next time.